I always say it's so important not to get caught up with the echo chambers. Just watch the numbers. Look at what the indicators are telling you and add your judgment. You're better than all that. Just with those tools alone, you'll take money from the markets.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to your daily fix with not financial advice, of fucking course. It is Friday, April 26th, and Primo is off today because for him it is Saturday, like a lot of the people on here. Today, as usual, we are seeing where the money moving in the market so we can make bullish decisions. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think I wrote better instead of bullish or vice versa. We've been at it since 9 at the office and excited to see what ended up at the end of this millions of weeks that we've done. Pope, how many weeks have we done? Friday? How many Fridays?
Oh, I have no idea. A lot.
We should have checked.
January. I didn't know this was that was coming. My bad.
No, I didn't even. I just thought right now because I wrote a million weeks because I didn't
Uh,
know.
well, it was show 76 or is show
hmm
76. So
76 we're at.
that is in itself crazy. We've done a bunch of extra shows, of course, that are not financial advice fucking course. That helped walk through the fall from the all-time high of Bitcoin. And then we've been trading through uh, the geopolitical events that is happening and how to recover when you enter just before that happens, because that is what happened to me. And this is kind of a show of what I'm doing, what I'm seeing, and how I use the tools. Um, that's about all I can think of. Kate, did you have any other questions? Anything to say? It's Friday. It's a beautiful day.
Well, now it's a beautiful day. It was pouring rain yesterday. But one of the things we're going to do later, it's who's a sheep or a chicken Fridays. And we'll get back to that a little later and see how we did. And then right now, I think we should do the money flow cycle, dominance, market cap, Bitcoin, and ETH.
Your wish, my command. Here we are. Very interesting. Uh, we've been having an office day, but there's lots of news about to come that I hope I get to share next week. So I haven't been in the charts much, just like I always admit when I haven't been. And I'm excited to be trading on the fast trade soon. We're not there yet because I only trade in fast trades when we have a bullish cross on the daily or the 4 hour, and we're still in a looking like a new belly. What is standing out to me right away when I look at it on the daily right now is the possibility of a double bottom, which is this bottom of the consolidation at 2.12. We are holding this trend line here though, and that shows strength. We're in numbers that we're back to February. We've had a decent pullback from not only all-time highs, from the sheeple mentality of we're going to the moon, of the halving and all that, and how I openly admitted I was out. I took my profits. And then I just had bad timing with geopolitical. But following strategy, I didn't go all in. I've got dry powder and I've been dollar cost averaging all of my entries, also known as dollar cost entry, because I don't have any intention of holding anything for another year to 2 years. These are longer trades in the terms of weeks to months, compared to fast trades where I'll be in and out of sometimes minutes, hours. So the total market cap right now, all the money in crypto is holding this trend line. And it's fighting the top of this 4 hour consolidation box. And we've put all this stuff in before, and it's still just following. Oops. it's still just following suit of what we're doing. So we're on the daily, and this was our daily localized parallel channel. And we said this would be the retest. Well, it clearly has failed so far. If we continue this down, it's right at it in the same pattern. It's holding this daily trend line though. So this is a good sign because we have support here, resistance here, and the trend. I expected some down, didn't want this much. I don't think anybody does. But we have to call a duck. Right now, these things are spread. We don't have a belly like we do here. So if you're not in this for the long term, where you're in trades and, a few weeks, a few months down the road, this is a time where I'd be watching for entries, and it has indication on the daily that we may have some more pain. We could easily come back down to these levels, and if we do, you'll get much better entries, and that's what I'm watching for. I have a feeling we'll have a hunt episode this weekend because there should be some juicy entries. What I would like to see is this just mellow and actually hold this line. That's what I'd like to see. I think it has the possibility of coming all the way down to this line. So I will be watching for that. It may happen also rather quick. It may be a wick. It may be a candle that looks like this ugly thing. But that's a good sign, to be honest, hence the increase. But it's a very interesting time right now. Even stochastics right in the middle, RSI is right in the middle, damn near close to equal volume. It shows apprehension is what I'm seeing on it. On the 4 hour, we can see how much that is going down due to that. Wicked all the way down to these same wicks area right in here, which was support and resistance roughly right in here between those two. Very interesting. So on the daily, that would be our channel, and we'd want to see on the 4 hours some sort of thing like this. But there is how the money has left markets now has been crazy. But what we've been talking about and wanting is higher lows in the belly of the micro bears, because this was our last one. Here's our two lows, the majority of the low, how bad it got. We want, when this one turns, to be higher than this. It's just bullish sentiment. Ooh, oh, did I go back too far? I did. Oh, my mouse is all over. Sorry if it's making emotions. That's what I'd like to see on the daily. This is a possibility. The only way I think this becomes a possibility to hear is if it breaks this trend. If it breaks this trend, I have no doubt in my mind we'll see lower entries in here. So the reason I'm not hunting for entries or getting overly excited about lower prices right now is because there is the potential for more at the moment. We don't have that played out, and we have the potential that it could go down lower. If it turnarounds and rockets, we're already in position, so it doesn't matter. But where are we? How comfortable are you at in your positions to what it's looking for? These are all the questions you need to also ask yourself. For me, I'm in still no state of a panic. I think those are the two main things that can play out right now with the total market cap. Dominance has just been doing, just been hovering. So much bigger on my screen when it's my large screen at the battle station. I keep forgetting to enlarge it for you at home. Sorry. I mean, we've just been in this for the last 3 days, holding this line that we said we wanted to hold to get possibly either the bearish cross to come down, which if the total market cap went lower, that would be terrible. What we want it is to take off with money coming into the total market cap. We need more money coming back into crypto. Hence why we would want the dominance to start, because we're still in the Bitcoin cycle. We need the strength in Bitcoin to cool off. And then once Bitcoin cools off, we'll enter the altcoin cycle. And then we'll see dominance drop. And that's what we're looking for. Right now, sadly, when dominance drops, it usually means it's coming out of the alts, going back into Bitcoin, and then leaving the market entirely. How much? Great question. About $180 billion in the last 3 days. So it's a significant amount of money. I would like to think this is our cool off. We have the higher low and we rebound. I think this is more likely. We'll be watching for this. And if it does happen, I'm excited because we'll get some great entries. These were the entries everybody wanted 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. We're getting February entries, late January entries on some of these tokens. And we've already seen substantial turnarounds on some of them. So an interesting time, and I think there is that apprehension at the moment. But for the most part, everything is looking fairly decent up until this caused this dip. And we haven't broken this trend line on a daily until the last 3 hours and 46 minutes. Now, interesting enough, it wicked all the way down to our daily support at 6234 or 6237142. I mean, it literally stopped. And we would have to go back, and I don't know how many shows to find when we dropped that line. But we now are out of this trend. Doesn't mean it can't turn around and come back in this one candle for the day. But it is, or the body to come up and just hold and just be a little top heavy candle. Be curious to see when we zoom in. A lot of that damage happened on this candle 2 hours ago, roughly. Fought back in, and all of our lines were, for lack of better terms, quick and dirty. You know, I'm sure if we zoomed in at each of the spot to be perfect, which I never really care for or care to, because you're never going to time the top, the bottom, just know they're in that area, set your take profit or your stop loss just above or below them, right? We talked about a while ago how we wanted to hold this here and curl. Well, clearly we didn't. And these last 12 hours has been a fight for this trend line. We haven't had to adjust these for a while, and we will once this candle closes, if it still comes down. Is it all doom and gloom? Do I think we're coming down to here? Maybe. The 61,243 could absolutely be a double bottom. Right there. I can't not look at that and think that's a realm of reason. And when we zoom out and we look at, and we look at the bigger picture, this big box, let's get rid of that for now. We've had consolidation boxes in consolidate. Let's clean up so we can look at it without indicators. Right? Back before geopolitical events, we gave 2 bids. Our bottom one hit and it rode all the way up there. Then geopolitical events, and we hit our stink bid. And we were hoping to consolidate in between it, retest here, and take off and fulfill this bullish wedge. But the majority of where we have been bouncing with Bitcoin has been this outer rectangle. We're now coming down into this area for sure. And this is where the double bottom is 100% possible. You know,
Well, it seems like this pain is leading there. You know what I mean? Everyone's
you
been
know, I am bullish. I am market sentiment bullish, but we have some patterns playing out, but we have contradictory patterns play out. So here could be the double bottom, right? But we also have a parallel channel here. A whole bunch of touches need a retest to break out and stay in this level. So
this is why you said you might be doing a hunt over the next day or two, right? Because this is when you'll see. This is when it'll show, right?
And I said holding here when we added these lines, I don't know how many shows ago, was important to show strength of this inner box that was holding here, support here, resistance. Well, we weren't able to hold it as support. So this is gone technically. You know, it'll come back into play. Oops, sorry.
Like as it bumps back in, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to clean it up, we can take it out because we know this is going to be an area of resistance here because it already has been in support in the wicks and things. So it's going to take a while to get up to. And typically these next few months in markets are just kind of sideways. They're doing this, you know, and when we can have a nice even flow of that and it becomes predictable, very easy to trade it. You know, here we didn't keep support. We should know price is going down. Since I'm not swing trading on lower time frames or days or hours, these pullbacks don't bother me much because, hey, if I get another entry and I can buy more of the plays I'm already in and get more of them, I'm still convinced that these are great plays. You know, when the market gets bored or tired is when things happen, when you're not looking. We'll start to clean that up. That one's still good. You know, and so what that squiggle was to go, hey, so far in a bullish wedge pattern, all we're looking for is this up and down to follow the same wedge and get tight. And then when it gets to here is usually when it gets just explosive. And we've seen this in a lot of the alts we've already traded. So it didn't go from here to up here to here to up here. You know, boo-hoo, our world's not perfect. But at the moment, it seems to be holding-ish, except for this last little bit. And if this ends up having to come down, it's not the end of the world. Where I start to panic is here. Actually, where I panic is here. I see opportunity here. But there's a lot of nothing sauce in here. And I don't think we're going there. But geopolitical events can change a lot. And it's going to take us a long time to get down there. It's not going to happen in moments. And our indicators are going to tell us it's coming for the most part. And how? Because right now we know we can see we have spread here. And we know that typically means more pain. It can easily just do that, hold this line and go as well. And that's what I think the market is saying. Indecision, unknown, unknown, equal. You have to really decide what your comfort level is and where you think the market sentiment is, bullish or bearish. That being said, I've also said we may find some great entries. Short term, right now, I'm a little bearish, but I'm excited because I think we're going to get some entries because our indicators are telling us. Now, a whole bunch of money could flood the market in the next, few candles, and these just turn around and we miss some beautiful entries. And like I said, that's why I'm happy we have the ones we have, because we haven't had these price points since February, January.
Jump on the opportunity, people.
Kinda, you know what I'm saying?
Watch.
So when we were looking at Bitcoin before on this, you asked a few questions and then we brought it up like this. And same thing, the gold lines are weekly, the gray lines are daily, support and resistance, where the majority of it is. And if we were to update it to yesterday's candle, we've broken this trend at the moment. We can clearly see that. We're still on this trend, the same. So trying to get over this line now is just as important as moving back up. And that's why you can see there may be that double bottom or a little bit more. The fact that there's the wick and it's pulled up that much still is bullish, and we've had a ton down. So if we did draw a parallel channel, TA says this next candle retest again. Doesn't mean it can't still keep going down though. Just means it's a retest. A retest is a spot to give you a better entry to turn to go long. A retest gives you either a test of support resistance or confirmation to change the other direction. So right now, not incorporating today's candle, this technically is a retest. We can clearly see we haven't changed that. But look where it's hovering, right at the bottom of that wick, right in here. Ethereum. Clearly not getting the big turnaround that we would like because of the money. But it's still following this line, just holding it right there. From way back when. I don't remember when we put these dailies in. And it looks still to be holding right in this range of our bottom entries. So Ethereum, to me, is still showing strength. Not showing a sell, not showing a buy. Just under the median. This is a pipe dream, I think. I think this would be more realistic. Just take the same line, move it down. See how that plays out, because I think that's actually probably what we're looking for.
I could see that playing out. Seems plausible. But you're right. I don't know if that compression is just going to, continue a little bit, if it's going to fluctuate up and down. Yeah, interesting. Interesting if that compression, and if you're going to see something in the next couple of days, because you're going to keep an eye out. You're talking about maybe doing a hunt as you see it progress over the next, day?
Over the next couple, for sure, because when we're in trades, we always have to look at those trades. Also, are there more opportunities with those trades that come up? What is more opportunities? Getting in, we're never going to time the bottoms, never going to time the tops. if you're happy with the trading pair, it's not a shit token or a meme coin or something where you can hold just the position for a bit and it drops in price and you have money on the sidelines and you can just keep adding to your bags. As soon as it turns around, you're in profit. And that's the way I love to do it. Let's look at our trades. Um, 1 inch gave a hella entry, and what a bounce back already on the 4 hour to our lower entry coming up to our bottom two. Was holding in here for so long, and now it looks like it is. We pull up some tools. This
Back down to
seems
that same bid. Isn't that wild?
right. And as long as the total market cap and Bitcoin continue to do what they're doing, all these alts tend to follow suit. Some can hold their power, some will not, and we'll start to see those in these differences. But I'm still happy with these entries on 1 inch. If it came back down into these areas, remember I was saying I was upset I missed this because it was all IRL stuff. I don't think we're coming back. Very little spread, lots of steady consolidation. I think these are still great entries for 1 inch on the turnaround. I apologize. Not the call I was waiting for either.
Bummer.
Right. I can't remember how long we've drawn these. We're split right in the middle of our bottom two. Our top ones was all before geopolitical, and on the 4 hour on the belly, they were fabulous for what was happening, how we recovered, and then now where it's going. If it holds in here and starts to turn, great. If it does come back down to the same thing, if it comes back down in the 4 hour entry zones, I will dollar cost entry again, but the total of all the bids above it. So as soon as it turns around, you're in profit. Algorand has been performing well. We do have the micro bear with what's been happening. That is just fired on the 4 hour. Seems to be very small spread at the moment. Still seems to be in a buy position according to Stochastic. Most likely is going to stay in this area. I would think any of these wicks or bottom of here would be good. Am I jumping in and giving an entry right now? No, because patience. Tomorrow we may have lower. We're already in profits in Algorand. Holding here is great, but we also have a beautiful wedge. If anybody took profits at this over our initial entry before geopolitical, hella good on you. I think I say that every show. I didn't. I missed this one. I heard about H-bar, but I missed this one. Still in great position. Remember, these are longer trades. We have big targets on these. If you're just tuning in, I'll do a quick zoom out on this one, for example. You know, from current price to the cup and handle is 324%. Love it. And responding very well to the current market conditions. Algo, I'm quite bullish on at the moment. Avalanche, not expecting it to perform how it has with everything that's been built on it. We were hoping for a turnaround or to hold this line of consolidation, and it just continues to shit the bed, possibly coming down to this entry here, which, I mean, clearly it already did with that wick, but we still have downwards pressure. This did not happen, did not turn, did not start to build up to these other entries, which will now become resistance. AVAX Avalanche is something I said on long-term hold. I've also been in a question of what the fuck has been going on.
I
With
was just gonna say, just move that question mark over to the
yeah,
new
well, the
space.
whole thing, like
Yeah.
it makes no sense right now. At these prices, this is for the market. This is beautiful. I mean, let's go back, zoom out. Last time we were down in here was early February. I mean, do we want to go off all time of the recent high? 40 days down on it. So it's pulled back. And I mean, it already went up, wants to belly, looking like this is strong support, but I am watching. And when it wants to rocket, you can see it rockets. And I've, you know, been in this token for a few runs. It's solid. Just disappointing as of late. Cello, same thing this year. We've had a great run with Cello, and it's coming right back down into our lower entries again. Will it hold this weekly is what we were wondering. Will it be able to hold here? It did not. It did not turn. I think we did that on the 4. Yeah. Right. So right now it seems to be holding just in here, but straight down on our micro bear, micro bull. Indicating more pain. Hella entry if somebody had a stink bid in. We may get down to that territory again. I think the next few candles are really going to tell us, are we going this direction? Are we going this direction? Because we clearly didn't go this one. Cello did not hold. But when we look at the big time frame, the cup and handles 220. Already had a few runs this year. It will have more. This is a great token. Not financial advice. Dot holding off on our lowest entry point on it right now. Still the same thing, not to sound like a broken record. Curious to see if this will do that or if we'll get down into these levels. If we do get down into these levels, yes, I will be buying. If you took a lot of profit out of all of these, congrats. That's awesome. We are looking to maintain these higher lows. Will it hold this here now? Because it made that breakout that we had, that we called for, retested it. Now it's come down. Will it hold in its daily? Where's the daily? Not the 4. Be curious. But same thing, hella turnaround. Even from current price to just a local weekly high is 67%. And we've dollar cost entered all this, so we're just slightly in profit.
Can you throw, I mean, that was Phantom, yes?
Yep.
I think we were just on the daily, and there's a lot of weekly candles. Would you mind throwing out a trend line? A trend
On what?
line? Like a
On
daily
the
trend
daily?
line? Yeah.
Yeah. Want to have a look at on the daily?
Let's
Let's
see.
clean up all the 4-hour jumble for you.
I want to see if my decision to marry this coin was good or if I should get a divorce.
All right, so this is the daily. We can see we definitely are on the daily. I'm going to get rid of the 4-hour consolidation there, or that was daily. My bad. Could have adjusted that. So right now, that there is our daily top and bottom where we're having, right? It seems to be holding our entry at the moment, which is support and resistance here. So it's important for it to hold this area. Otherwise, it's coming down to these two pretty quick. Which on a greater daily in the history is this line, which you would probably catch wicks even down here clearly. So you may get a lot of stinky wicks because we have it looking like there is some spread coming down. If we start adding some oops, break that up for you a bit. You know, you can see we're trying to retest. It broke out, but wasn't able to keep it. It just came right back into this channel. You know, and if it's easier for me to take all the support and resistance out of there to clean it for you, you can.
Oh no, this is great. Just
But
leveling it on there would be great.
Right now, our micro bear, micro bull is saying more pain. We're not even contesting to break this downward trend at the moment. We are holding this area. We've pulled back from this area, so that is bullish. So this could start to curl here. Not in a sell, but not far off. Low and very low volume. Just below the median. I believe Phantom, though, is one that if the money flows into the market, this will turn around.
I do believe that. I do believe in the marriage and the partner I chose, but you know, it's not looking good right now.
Well,
But
right.
you're right. When you're pulling out onto the weekly, you're absolutely right. When you really look at it, it is
And
something
we're
to
not
put your money in,
we
not
didn't
financial
enter
advice.
exactly. And we didn't enter any of these trades to be out of them in the short term. You know, so a little bit of pullback. This is a black swan. This just you know, this was a great entry after coming back. Black swan. And then now strength, pullback. It's only a matter of time to get back up to here, unless geopolitical advice, you know, or geopolitical events just continue to hurt the market. And as I said, overall, big picture, I'm bullish. I see pullbacks as accumulation right now. I just see a little bit of pain. That's why I say I think we're going to have a hunt this weekend, because I think we'll get some good entries. But some are responding better than others. Phantom, if it holds here, I'm happy. If it comes down here, to be honest, I'm happy because I'll buy more. Whereas Fetch looks like it is probably coming down into these areas. It's in a buy. It's not happy on the 4 hours. It really needs to start showing some support somewhere, where it being in here. I mean,
In that area in there, it's the volatility is really interesting in that big space that it's challenging right now.
I mean, this was the second round of bombs. For those that didn't know, this was a beautiful entry we hit, and then all the way back up would have been great profits if we took it. Haven't been in front of the machines. Nothing's profited in because long term, bigger percents. And that may change. You know, if you guys want to see pings and I'm in front of the machines more and doing faster trades, you can just let me know, and then you'll see what happens. But I also say I wouldn't fight for taking profits. And America took profits on H bar when it was cranked up, and I said, just letting it run, knowing that it's going to probably pull back. Because in long trades, you just ride those out, which has given us such peace to get lots of stuff done. Yeah, interesting. Filecoin, another one not overly happy. Look at that. This may be a realistic. If the downwards trends for the weekend continues, that 5625 might be a realistic entry.
If it popped up and down around that, because it seems like it's dancing up and down in that area.
Oh, for sure.
Can you play in there? Like, I don't even know what those percentages are. But like, could you? I mean, obviously, this would be kind of the.
Are you thinking short-term swing?
Yeah, because
When you say
I
play?
know that it's not swinging, but like, I mean, let's just say this is traveling up and down, kind of.
Well, there's far better trades for short-term swinging than this right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. So it's just the percentages that
Yeah.
I'm misunderstanding here. Got it.
Where was I now? H bar still in profit from our initial entry to the pullback all the way up. Clearly, hopefully, some took that wick. It was actually quite high on the thing. Would love to see a retest of a higher low, and off we go. That's on the weekly. Would love to hold this area. That would be very, very bullish for H bar, and then get to our big vision of H bar. It came damn near close, but we want the full cup and handle. And this news turned out to be possibly false. I haven't had a chance to look in on the weekly. It is in a buy position. Has all the potential, in my opinion, to get back up to here as well. Ooh, Chainlink, what happened? Holy smokes. That was a fast fall from grace. Right back there. Did not hold the weekly trend. Maybe sell the news event right there. Cross-chain interoperability. People took the profits knowing that. I said buying Chainlink at these prices seems silly.
Can hear those wheels a turning.
Yeah, that one was just surprising. Not going to go into Telcoin. We never entered the trade, even though we gave a few entries, but we always said we didn't. Telos didn't hold where we wanted to. Is fighting this support in here where we said would be the next step, which makes sense with how the market reacted today. So that's where Telos now needs to hold, is somewhere in here. And it looks like really reasonable levels to be able to do that and price, hopefully, to do something like that. This is a prime example of something that responded very well. Now, to be curious, does this come down and go all the way down to here and wipe these off? If you got into all of these and are up in here and you want to take profits, wouldn't fault you. And the only reason I'm not, one, long trades, two, because I don't have the time to come back and then look for these pullbacks on re-entry, because in a bullish sentiment market, the market can rip at a moment, and if you're on the sidelines, you can be left behind. And that's why it's important to understand, are you happy with your entries and where you're at? And never be playing more than you can afford to lose. And understanding the trade you're in, what it's supposed to be, what you're trying to get out of it. And all of these from the start, we've been saying probably 7 to 8 weeks. This followed it for a while, pulled back and right back down. Similar pattern. It's looking like these W's, these double bottoms that I've been saying with Bitcoin. And I'd be curious to see if this can hold a higher low. Probably in here than in here. So yeah, the market's pulled back everywhere because of this. The fact that we keep getting these wicks back and holding this area, I'd be watching. And be watching for us, because I may very well, if we get even more downward pressure, be doing live streams on how to handle it, how to play it, and what's happening. Because I still also have this here, which is, this is where I'll be taking, anytime we get into here, my alarms are all going. And this is where stop losses for me start happening in trades. And then instant looking for re-entries. I don't think we're anywhere near there. I think we will belly out and hold this line here. If we do a double bottom, we will probably be on the hunt and dollar cost entering all of our trades. I think that covers our trades.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Happy Friday.
Question marks. Happy Friday, man. I'm so excited. And we just sang earlier how this week seemed to have flown by.
Oh, it's been insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also have Crypto Junkies, a show brought to you by NFA OFC that's done by Amir and Ryan. 11 o'clock a.m. on Sunday, Pacific Standard Time. I believe that's late Sunday night, UK time. It's about 8 or 9 o'clock, I think, on that time. And their mods and completely do a different focus and go in depth. And Amir and Ryan have been hitting some bangers in our Discord. And it's their opinion of what's happening on the trades that they're doing. So excited for that on Sunday, and you may see a hunt as well. But before we go,
Oh, no. No.
We missed last Friday
Yeah.
because of birthday festivities and other things. But in the time of last Friday to this Friday, somebody lost their title.
I took a hit. And now I'm round tripping. But that's okay. I'm back. 11 days. Feeling good.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I'm feeling good. Feeling positive. Look at that chicken. He's ready. Look at him.
But what was the decision? Why did you lose the title? You went 37 days. You beat my last previous record.
It's true.
You've been going steady up and then down.
I should have made some decisions. There was TA that I wasn't trusting, and I was just going, but I'd been watching it for so long, and I think I overthought it. Like halfway through the golf game, when you start overthinking your swing and then you start sucking. I think we're using that analogy earlier today. That's kind of what happened. So it's been a little bit of a reality check, and I've heard it. I've listened, received, and 11 days back on the wagon at the farm, so to speak. Yeah.
Now, if I was faster trading, I would definitely probably reset mine for not taking profits. As you know, with everything going on, I'm more in front of the machines for the show at the moment than I am for personally and for work. And
Well,
I have been
absolutely,
encouraging
it makes
people to
complete
take
sense.
profits. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we were talking earlier about this, and because everyone's been asking you about, fast trading, swing trade, I want to try this. And you've pointed out this many times is that it happens when the market offers it and when the market allows. So this is what you're actually doing while you're doing it, is that you're watching, you're joining the show, you're checking it out, but you're preparing for these other things, these swing trades that will come, but you're just not ready yet. It's just not showing that yet.
And still have exposure to the market and understanding no perfect entry on the bottom, no perfect entry on the top, and when to get in and when to get out. And when you're allocating parts of your budget for those different styles of trade, I still have my budget allocation sitting in, money ready to go for when it is fast trading time. I still have a little bit of money set aside for more dollar cost entering if I have to for these trades that we have. I just bought a mutant a little while ago. I, tweeted about that, already up in ETH and that. Like there is
Hmm.
diversification. Obviously, this isn't the only thing I invest in, but for the style of trading we're doing, I'm quite happy with where it's at. The market is making sense. It won't be long until we laugh at these prices again. Just my 2 cents.
And then gonna
Uh,
laugh at the fact of the idea of getting up to 48 days ever again, or at least during that swing trading.
I think you can do
I was talking about you.
it. Oh, damn it. And on that note,
Well,
happy
and this
weekend,
is at
everybody.
end of our 16th week. I did the math, so end of our 16th week, guy. Thanks for hanging out. So glad you guys tune in.
16 weeks, 76 shows.
Mhm.
Been called bangers since January. How to handle an all-time high. How to handle a black swan. Been giving away prizes galore
Oh,
from
yeah.
Gucci to tokens, and we got so much stuff coming. I love it.
I know.
I'm
But you know
excited.
what, Pope? Can you do me a favor and just touch some grass for a couple of seconds before you get on the hunt? That's what you have to do this weekend, and that's what I suggest everybody does this weekend.
I might go get a little tail.
A little tail.
Little tail.
Yeah, Jason Tail, my little primate friend.
Did you not notice the food truck downstairs?
Oh, the Canadian the Canadian classic food truck?
There is beaver tails downstairs.
There's a beaver tail food truck. I have not seen one of those unless it has been on the Rideau Canal in Ottawa. And now it is just driving around the city in Vancouver.
Well, let's go for some tail. I'm gonna get some. Thank you, everybody. Hope you're enjoying. Touch grass, smoke grass, whatever you need to do. That's it from me.
Later,
Okay.
Gators. Later, Gators. Pope and K, Pope and K, gonna